Hello YouTube, I am Slyelessar. Last year I did a World Street Photography 4 book and just went through picking out my favourites and the best ones that came through on the book. So I thought I'd do it this year with World Street Photography 5. Now I am facing upside down on the camera. I'm trying a completely different setup this time because last time the autofocus was going nuts and it wasn't only just driving me crazy, it was driving some of the subscribers crazy as well. So this time I've manually focused. The only issue is it's upside down and I can't figure out how to get peaking on this, so I'm going to run through it and see whether it works. Anyway, without further ado, front cover. Front cover this year is way better than last year. Those of you that checked out the video, I didn't think that what they'd chosen for the front cover in World Street Photography 4 book was a very good picture for a front cover. This one is much better. You can't actually see so much detail as it's on the front cover. It's actually a wider picture, a bigger picture inside the book, and we'll get to that. But much better. I think they need to be thinking about photographs that will actually match the black borders. Last year I don't think it worked very well, and there was so many better photographs in there that were better than the one chosen in the front. Anyway, without banging on and on about that, let's move in. And I thought I would just go over some of my favourites and my thoughts on some of these. First one is this beautiful picture right here. So I like this photograph. It is entitled Kites. What I really liked about this photograph is you've got this person here, this gentleman here with tattoos on, obviously holding kite strings there, and you see all the kites in the background. I just thought the colours were fantastic. The composition is great, and I just thought it was a good all-round photograph. Next one is just called Street ... As far as I can tell, I think this is a double exposure. I could be wrong. It could be shot through a window or into a window. So you can see parts of a shop window here or a train, someone's hand, and just edges of the frame. So what I like about this photograph is that it's not perfect. It just stood out to me. There's another cool one over here. Oh, I'll show it just for the sake of showing it. I really like that one as well. That's really cool. So subscribers know I mainly shoot black and white, but right, there's the front cover one in a bit more detail. And this one is called Humans of Tunisia. It's a really great little photograph, or big photograph. You see a donkey in the background, a tank, and there's a little family or a couple of women that are just taking shelter below an old tank. That's not one of my picks, but it's a cool photograph and it deserves a look at. This next one is called Bomb. So what I really loved about this photograph, you've got leading lines, you've got obviously a bomb's gone off at some point, you've got the smoke behind it, some of the ash perhaps falling, some silhouetted figures running away. It's just a very human photograph. A tragedy's happened, and I just thought it was very well done, and to have the balls to take a photograph when all this crap is going on, it's well done. This one is A Night Under the Rain. I don't think that's the one I picked, but actually I do really like the photograph with the rain hitting the path. I think I chose this one. This one is called Epic Shadows, and you've got two guys walking bins away. You've got the leading line and you've got the shadows falling on the wall, the smaller ones and the larger ones. So you've got 1, 2, 3 things going on there. I really like that photograph. And that's from the Philippines. Maybe I should start saying where they're from. It is World Street Photography. And there are some great photos in here all the way through. I apologise if I've not got to your photograph and you're looking at this video. I'm just picking out the ones that really stick out to me. They're all really good. There's none in here I've gone, oh my god, that's awful, why is it in here? This next one. This one I really like. This is kind of something that I would shoot. I'd love doing the whole down the third of the photograph there's something else going on, or something in a different direction. And you've got this guy that's leaning against a wall, and you've literally got this sort of portaloo, this toilet that's leaning there. You've got leading lines of the columns going away in the background. So you've got 1, 2, 3 things. I just think it's a well composed photograph. I really like this. Is one of my favourite ones. It's called Skewed, and it's from Germany. Oh, there's a couple on this page. I'll start with this one. This one is Shadows. So you've obviously got some sort of architectural statues going across the top and someone just walking past. It's just well composed. You've got really creepy masks here with a white background. So obviously 1, 2, 3 things. It's very simple, which is what makes it a good picture. Now this one, which is very creepy. I think it's a brilliant photograph. Whoever's taken this, I mean, I don't know whether it's an art design that has been put somewhere, or it's just, I'm not 100% sure, but the photograph itself is really good. It's called The Strange Window. It's a shop then, or a museum. Taken in Spain, and it's just very creepy, and it's well composed with the creepiness. I mean, it draws you into a couple, and then you start looking at the other ones. The way that the bars are going across, it's just very well composed. This one, I'll quickly point this one out. This isn't one of my picks, but I think it's a good picture, a good photograph. It's from Italy. Cool background, cool silhouette, and it kind of looks like the goose is, well, I don't really need to tell you what goes there. It's like a phallic goose. Anyway, moving on. Another one from Spain. For obvious reasons, the shadows, you can see that it's either a bull or maybe a donkey, and a character from a shadow. I'm presuming it's from behind her, and it's not just the shape of her shadow cast. You know, they sort of do hand gestures, and on the wall there's just particular shadows doing different shapes. I don't think it's that. It's just a very cool photograph. Good background, well split. Got the shadow and the subjects, and yeah, it's just well composed. Nice one. Now these two I like because they're double exposures. Now I'm pretty sure these are done on film, which is really cool. This one's Germany, in fact, and the other one's Belgium. So you've got the street building and then superimposed over the top. I'm pretty sure it's film. I'm hoping it's film. Otherwise it's done in Photoshop. It looks like film to me. Some sort of female figure taken inside somewhere, and it just works really well. Makes you think, and especially with the lines and the curvatures here, I think it's just well composed. This one with the person's face superimposed again over the building. I just like the effect this creates. This one, there's some really cool pictures in this section. I like this one because you've got the police here, you've got the pole separating the photograph for a start. You could tell that there's something going on. It's an event, possibly Pride. This one's taken in Germany, and I love the fact that you've got this fantastic pink dress, elegant flowing pink dress, and they've decided to smoke. But I think it's a really cool picture. This figure really stands out. When I first saw this, before I noticed where it was taken, I was like, this really reminds me of England. This really reminds me of London. I go, oh, it was taken in United Kingdom. But yeah, there's a guy taking a piss, lots of rubbish, roadworks going on, bricks, signs, someone eating a kebab. It's just definition of any sort of city in England, that whole sort of grimy working class, we could all live here kind of place. I thought it was a really cool photo. That just captures exactly what it's meant to be for me. It stood out for that particular reason. This one I really like. The composition on this one of the frame within a frame. Very well framed here in terms of the top third. You've got the dog down here and the main subject there. Just enough space here for it not to be really bad. I mean, some people might feel that perhaps slightly less space, maybe a bit better, but I actually really like this composition. I really like this photograph. Serbia and Montenegro. Well done, that's a fantastic photograph. There's two on this page. This one was taken in Bangladesh, and standing out for obvious reasons. I don't know if this person is jumping, are they leaning, are they falling over, are they balancing? Doesn't matter, just that whole angle itself. Without that in it, this photograph is very plain, there's nothing. It gives you, okay, you know where it is, you know where it's set, without necessarily looking at that, you realise the kind of place it is. You've got a nice blue sky, but it works because of this character and that angle and the arm angle. I think if this arm wasn't sticking out, I don't think it would be such a good composition. This is really well composed, really well timed. It's not sharp in focus, and I don't have a problem with that. I think it adds to what the photo is, the sum of its parts. It's just a very good photograph. This is a cool one as well. This one's taken also in Bangladesh. The figure here, just the building, the reflection, the leading lines, the reflection. So you've got not just one reflection, you've got two. I don't know if the camera shows that very well. So you've got 1, 2, 3 things already. You've got the leading lines across because of that. You've got the leading lines here to the door, and you've got this figure framed in the lines here. It's very well composed, very well timed, especially if it wasn't posed. Fantastic candid photograph. I might go through a few more at the end. This one stood out. Now, I don't know why this is in a street photography book. Now, you could class it as travel, it's clearly a plane, but the composition is really good. The comedic value of the whole thing, it's just well composed. I really like it. I don't know why it's in World Street Photography. Okay, it was taken in the Philippines and it's travel, but it's not really on the street. But I really like that photograph. That's the back. The back photo's okay. It works as a back photograph, really. The composition on this one is really good. It wasn't in my top picks, but it's a really good photograph. I mean, there's so many good photographs in here. I love the colour and the fact that this guy is a vicar. So this is a great photograph as well. Well composed. You've got a shadow here, which actually might be the photographer. This one speaks of things that happen around the world. It's one of those photographs that make you want to go, oh, it's an eye-opener. They're obviously on a train going off into the distance. It's just well composed. It looks like a river of people. Top third is blue sky. Here's another one that's more than the sum of its parts. At first glance, it just looks like, oh, someone's taking a picture of a door. But it's got three very specific elements. You've got the blue door itself with the lines. You've got the sort of lock, which is also a hole. And then you've got the hole to see through someone in here, a gentleman sitting, working, doing whatever. It's a very well composed photograph. This one I really like. This is a cool composition, a very good photograph. Some sort of canvas sheet. You've got a foot sticking out, indicating that someone's in there. Just enough to set the scene, and a bit of shadow up here, which probably makes the photograph what it is. If that was the same colour all along, I don't think it would be such an effective photograph. And obviously the dog here, and the dog paying attention to the foot. The dog's got a bit of string up here. Having a dog, I know that the dog probably played with that string, and it's just dotted with litter and stuff. Great composition. This is a good photograph. I really like it, but I'm also not 100% on it. You've got the great blue sky, you've got fantastic silhouettes. Obviously someone's part. It's very emotional. Maybe that's why I'm unsure about it. Maybe it's making me question. Again, I've said it in the previous video, but anyone that's into street photography, go to World Street Photography. They've got some great competitions, but also this book's pretty cool. Help support street photographers around the world. We're so used to going and looking at the big names, Cartier-Bresson, all of the big photographers, but these are your contemporaries. These are the people who are out on the streets day to day. These are the people that are making photographs. So this book is a very good celebration of this medium, and I think it's part of the reason I do this video is because I think these people's work should be shown a bit more. That they deserve recognition for what it's done. I mean, some of these photographs are so well composed, are really well done. Having somewhere to show all of this, to showcase the work, it might just be one picture. I think it's very important, and I think certainly that I've always found that as photographers we can be a little bit funny about our work, other people's work, gear, etc. But in general, the stuff that goes into this book is very well done. There's some things that go into these books that I might not personally choose. It's always down to curator. I think they should always really think about the front covers a bit more. But apart from that, I think this is great. It's worth trying to get your work into this book. It might be a small sense of achievement, but I think it's a big achievement that you've got people around the world buying this book. I've bought this book and none of my photos are in this book. So you'll have other people doing exactly that. It's great to be able to pull this out if you've got your own little website and say, my photo was featured in World Street Photography book XYLZ. It's a very good medium. Apologise again if I've not showcased any of your work. This whole thing has mostly been about me picking my favourites, and when I'm ranting, talking like this, is just stopped on whatever page I'm on. It is really cool. I like the layers. Where was this taken? Apologies, I can't pronounce that, so I'm not going to butcher it. But the layers here, so obviously he's reaching up, he's removing water from down there and putting it up here. This is a very well composed, very layered photograph. We've got a leak, we've got a flood, we've got to move water from here to there. It shows exactly what it is. This guy really hard working to get the water from there to here. It's very well composed. I'll just finish on the note that these are fantastic, but well done to everyone for the entries this year. I'm probably going to buy this book every year just because you can see what's going on around the world. You can see your contemporaries. You can see the people. I mean, everyone's noticed that I've been doing more videography than photography this year. That's kind of been deliberate. So my photography's taken a back step a little bit, but this is a really good way of seeing what other people are doing around the world. There's some great imaginations, some great compositions. I think it's a great way to support your fellow street photographers around the world, your fellow travel photographers around the world. However many ways you want to split that and change the meaning and be specific about oh, that's cool. I don't remember that one. I think it's a good way of supporting them. So well done everyone this year. This is just a very quick overview of my favourites that are in the World Street Photography 5 book. I did previously do 4. If you've not checked that, go check that out. But just a heads up warning that the autofocus was on and it's going in and out. It's a little bit frustrating, but yeah, feel free to check it out. Anyway, that's the end of just going through this book. And I guess I will see you with another one of these books in a year's time. Have a good one.
Entropy is calling like it wants to release this quantum shift ain't gonna get
Done. Yeah!